And now, it's Lunchtime with Ira, live from the Las Vegas Hilton.
First guest is none other than Joe Piscopo, who will be beginning a special engagement at Shimmer Cabaret here at the Las Vegas Hilton, February 18th, along with the renowned conductor Vinnie Falcone and his sextet. Joe, welcome to
Ira. How are you? So nice to see you, my friend. Great to be here.
Thanks for coming in, especially before your starting of your new show. But there's so much to talk about, and I'm sorry we're out of time.
Thank you.
Okay,
good night, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Thank you very much.
What
a good. The property looks great too. You know.
Yeah, we're really excited.
You know,
about
I played here at the Hilton when I first came out from Saturday Night Live. My first gig was here. In the room that when Wayne was here, and of course Elvis. So it's great to be back. It's just great. I just love it.
And what's great is you're still with us. I mean, Elvis is not. We wish you were, but he's not. But you are,
right.
Which is good.
I never saw him, but you saw him. I mean, you're a young guy. We all know that.
I've seen a few people here in
guess
town, so it's been fine. I'm always intrigued by. I mean, you have such a variety of skills and talents: impressionist, singer, musician. Mm-hmm. Comedian.
Yeah.
It's all there.
Yeah.
Ex-husband, which, by the way, that seems to get the most awards. I don't know why. But
so that's another show.
But you're bringing this show with Vinnie Falcone, who was on the show actually about 2 months ago with his new book about his not his life, but his professional life with Frank Sinatra, which is one of the guys that you're famous for doing as well.
Yeah, it's been, I don't know how, I was just talking with Norm before we came on the air.
Norm Clark will be on after you.
Yeah, and it's funny, you morph into it, and career-wise, you don't really plan it, but it just happens, so you put your seatbelt on, you go for the ride. And what has happened in recent years is, and ever since Mr. Sinatra passed away, people like to see that type of entertainment. So we've been going all over virtually the world. I mean, Ira, I was in the Netherlands. I went to the Netherlands. They booked me at The Hague. I said, what am I doing in The Hague? I swear, I went over to The Hague. And then I said, well, we need a band. So we were going to get and just, I mean, in a nutshell, it's a music comedy show, but it's got a strong jazz, Frank Sinatra music base to it, conducted by the incomparable Vincent Falcone. So we had to go to the Netherlands, and we couldn't find an orchestra, so we were going to get the Brussels Jazz Orchestra, which is among the best in the world. I mean, look at me. I'm booking like a jazz orchestra now. It's so weird. Well, they weren't available, so who did we get in the Netherlands? A group called the Young Sinatras. And they nailed the charts as good as anybody in Vegas or Atlantic City, I'm telling you.
Primarily Nelson Riddle, I assume.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A lot of the same charts. So we go out, and the show is, we go in with a sextet. I'll have Artie Schreck on vibes. Artie from Las Vegas, one of the best vibes player in the world. And Vinnie put together a spectacular group. And to sit there and to have a mentor, and not to mention a very dear friend for over 25 years in Vincent Falcone, is a privilege for me.
It's going to be, I think, a lot of fun. For one thing, in the room that we're broadcasting from, it's about 300 seats. It's an intimate room.
Perfect.
And you're going to be up on the stage and doing your thing.
No, I'm in the audience, actually.
Really?
Vinny's going to work.
Vinny is working. You're going to be in the audience.
Just watch. It's
so
a whole
it should
different
say
thing.
Vinnie Falcone with Joe Piscopo in the audience.
That's
yeah,
exactly
that'll
right.
work. Right?
And anything can happen. It's all improv.
I talked to Vinny, and he says he does a great impression of you. So really, you're not necessary for the show.
Just like that.
Yeah.
And it's so we just came off the road, and we're going Friday. We go back out, and when I look over and I see Vinny at the piano, and knowing that he worked with the old man, as we affectionately refer to Mr. S, for all those years, it's just a kick for me. And Vinny takes no prisoners. He doesn't allow any mistakes. So when we come into the Shimmer Cabaret, and along the lines of the entertainment that the Hilton provides, not to mention Mr. Manilow doing such what a spectacular event every night that Barry comes in. But this show, Menopause, I saw it last night, Ira. I came in because you kept saying,
you got
to
check it out. Absolutely,
they are sensational. These girls, I mean, knock me out. It's like Broadway quality. And I'm up, and I was looking at the show, just getting a feel for the room, the balcony. I came down here. I mean, what they do, how they work it out. So I come here with the respect for the talent that is already here. Not to mention the chicks at Sunset Strip.
Yes.
Which I thought you told me they were going to be here this morning. Ira, I'm waiting. You told me.
Yeah, they're coming.
Yeah, okay,
a little while. Yeah.
Sure, Joe. Hang on, Joe.
Now, you mentioned Broadway, and you were on Broadway.
Yeah.
So tell us a little how that started.
I was in Greece. I played a disc jockey. I was Vince Fontaine. I was Vince Fontaine, the main brain, the geeter with the heat of the boss with the sauce, the man with the plan spinning, stacks of wax of the house of wax, WAXX, baby. Yeah. I took every disc jockey I've ever heard. I put him into this character, Vince Fontaine, in Grease the musical, and had the time of my life on Broadway. 8 shows a week. Then we went out with a North American tour, and we toured all around Canada and all around America, and it was just the best time I had. But I never really appreciated the talent of live stage. All the years I've worked in Vegas, in Atlantic City, and all the casinos, I've never appreciated it until you go out and you do Broadway. And that's
and I noticed, I was in New York recently and saw a couple of Broadway shows, and I was amazed that there is a definite difference when you're on Broadway than almost anywhere else.
There's no. When I tell you, I came in, there was a blizzard, and this was a blizzard in New York City. No, they had matter of fact, they shut Broadway down, but all the cast members showed up. It wasn't like in television and films where they whine, I need a trailer, where's my car? Right. I'm not walking to the theater, In Broadway, bang, they're there, man. And it's much like here at the Shimmer when I saw Menopause, the girls that are in the show have that same Broadway mentality where they just nail it every single time. Very exciting.
So when you you've had such a varied career. I mean, you were in Saturday Night Live, and you had a challenge because you were not in the original group, obviously, and yet you were there for years. And
I talk about that in the show. We do a lot of comedy in the show, which is fun. We do impressions, of course, but I talk about SNL because people want to hear about it. And I got the inside dope. Let me tell you, Ira, my friend, the book ain't been written. So if you come to the Shimmer, when I come in here, I could let out some stuff. I don't talk about it on the air because I'm like Italian and we don't talk. So I said,
so this means you're not going to write a book either?
No, I'm not writing a book. Right. I'm not writing a book. I can't say what athletes write books, but I know people don't know the true stories of what went on at SNL. I'm telling you, the book, and Tom Shale's book comes the closest on Saturday Night Live.
Well, let me ask it this way. Since you're not going to do a book,
he's going to squeeze it out of you.
No, I have a better way. I'm going to approach it a slightly different way. When you reach that, when you reach that stage, could we do an oral history of your experience at Saturday Night Live? Maybe. And we can embargo it until you're untimely or timely death.
Better yet, come Sunday through Tuesdays at the Shimmer Cabaret.
And you'll hear it then?
Yeah, check it out, because I do slip it on stage, and when we get so into it with the audience, I find myself talking about things I probably shouldn't be talking about, and we slide off, and Vincent will look at me, where are we going now? And I don't know, but I'll tell the stories that'll come to my head.
But he watches you all the time.
Yeah, about the Saturday Night Live
now,
song.
I know the show that you're going to do is a mix, but do you think the interaction with the audience is one of the best parts of it?
You got to do it, man. You got to do it. It's a great point. All right, thanks. Because that when I go out and when you come to the production shows and hanging off of wires and stuff, that's all great. But
so you will be hanging off a wire during your show.
Just once during the show. Wire. Okay. It is with the tutu. And it's an interesting thing. But
sure.
Worth the price of admission alone.
Absolutely. I understand you're going to fly a little bit later on this interview.
Well, I've got her fact only for you.
Great.
They said, when Ira wants you to fly and they have the thing ready, I'm rigged. I have my thing.
Excellent.
But I always go into the audience because you can't make it up. You couldn't write some of the things that they do. So I always go into the crowd. I take right up front. I always like to get the audience, talk to the audience a little bit, get to know them a little bit. And in Vegas it's great because they're from all over the world, and so everybody has a little story. So it's like what we try to do is try to bring it into a nice little family feel for the show, and it fortunately has been working.
Now, you've tried to convince a lot of people over the years that you're from New Jersey.
Do I mention that?
Yes, but we know you're from Scottsdale, Arizona, and but you do a great impression. Now,
Thank you.
I was intrigued by your energy. You have such great energy. Is that because of your divorces, or what creates that? That enthusiasm. What is that?
I'll tell you, I'm all right now, but last week I was in rough shape. I'll tell you. And get take the Fitty Boom Butts on the phone.
I'll tell you, I don't know. It's just, I think it's a Jersey thing, the energy. It's just a love of life, appreciation of life, I think, like that. I'm a kid at heart, and I think everybody in entertainment kind of feels that way. So
you get to do stuff that most people don't. You get to do stuff you enjoy that most people don't get a chance to do.
You know what? Your point is so well taken. When I was talking to my mom and I said, she goes, "Oh, you're working so hard because it's we're on the road, man. I mean, and Vinny and I just got you get up, you travel, you're up, and you're before a crowd." When I get up and I have someone like Vincent and I have the cats, now that I work with music guys, I can call them cats, by the way.
Yes.
I gotta be a hip cat. But I have the cats playing with me and I have that band. Every morning for me is Christmas morning. And then you have an audience and not a room like this. I mean, come on. It's like for me, it's so exciting. So I think my enthusiasm is just from the heart, or maybe I'm just not bright enough to know otherwise.